All right. So I'm not boomering, actually. I'm doing this on purpose, everyone. Hi. I'm going to start the countdown in a second, but I have to use all my force of will to move a Calvino who is snuggled in my lap and has a hold of me with many claws. He doesn't want me to move, but I need to get a drink and use the bathroom. So I'm going to go do that. And I'm going to start the countdown, but if I don't come back before the countdown ends and you're sitting there with a black screen, it's because I've been murdered by Calvino. All right, I'm going to start the countdown.
tell you about Legend Seeker and how you can support its development while getting some awesome perks. By subscribing to our Legendary tier on YouTube or becoming a paid member on our Discord or Patreon, you'll get early access to all Legend Seeker lore and mechanics. This means you'll be among the first to dive into the world of Legend Seeker and give direct feedback that will help shape the game. But that's not all. Supporters will also be the first to playtest the system and will get exclusive invites to private streams where we discuss the game in detail. Your input will play a huge role in making Legend Seeker the best that it can be. Now, for those of you who love watching our tabletop role-playing game shows, supporting Legend Seeker comes with some fun bonuses for the casts. Here's how it works. If you are a Copper or Common member on Discord or Patreon, you can give a $20 benefit to a player of your choice. Silver and Uncommon members can give 2 benefits to 2 players of your choice. If you go the YouTube route, you can give a $50 benefit to a player of your choice. And for the ultimate support, Gold and Mythic members on Discord and Patreon give a $20 benefit to 3 players of your choice. You can choose from all casts across Moonskull. Every bit of support goes directly towards making Legend Seeker a reality. It helps fund the art, writing, editing, and eventual publishing of the game. So, if you want to be a part of this journey and support our shows, join our Legendary tier on YouTube or become a member on Discord or Patreon. We couldn't do it without you, and we're excited to build Legend Seeker together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the game.
Hello, everybody. You ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. I'm situated a little weirdly because if I have Calvino chair here now, and I've got to figure out a better way to situate things, but I don't want the chair just sitting on screen the whole time. So if you see my my arm get cut off here, going off into nothingness, that's why. Anyway, I'm Frost here, and I'm doing Frost Written, and I'm working on adding more cities and bits and pieces and flavor of things into the Godlands for the TTRPG Legend Seeker that Erudai is working on. So, yeah, I'm currently working on this area over here on the edge of Lost Alasia, down here south of Port Castra and the Caustic Strand, and these areas that have kind of like not really talked about a whole lot. And yeah, I'm coming up with some place names here, and this is not the place name. I'll be putting in the place name once I do a tiny little more research. Do. I don't think that word is what I think it means. Let me look at one other thing here. Yep, it's not going to work. I'm trying to find a specific name here because I thought it meant something from my Greek studies, but I'm trying to remember. I think it actually means saint. I don't think it means what I think it means, or what I was guessing it meant. Okay, that means the island. Okay. Let me go farther down in the alphabet here. I'm trying to look for something that starts with a V to see if I can remember. Right. Okay, there we go. I'm finding it. Okay, this is a city that is now in that country. Yeah, there's so many of these cities have been through so many hands over a very long period of history, like 4,000, 5,000 years. They've changed names many times. Very interesting. All right. Of course, see? Literally, they are quiet for hours until I start talking down there, and then they're all like, hey, he's talking, it's time to do the thing. And they do the thing. Goulash. You know, I had goulash in a few different places. I had goulash in Germany when I was there. It was interesting. It was served differently. It was, of all things, of all the things I had at the restaurants, normally everything was served on a ceramic just plate. That goulash at that little bar, pub, whatever I was in, it was served in a tin dish. It was like, you know, about this big, but big sides, kind of like a mini cake pan. It was served with, you know, whole soft boiled potatoes and everything. It was very strange. I have a picture of it somewhere, but that was, you know, 25 years ago, so I'm probably never going to find it again. All right, so Phonos is the town that is up here. Get my symbols back out. And I can't add these to favorites. I really wish I could. Really, really, really wish I could. Oop, I gotta move that. All right, and then I go back into my symbols. Now I gotta find, is this my swampy stuff? The marshy grass, yes. It's like mossy rocks, but marshy grass. Because the majority of this area is literally just delta, marsh, swamps. Oops. I don't know why that painted into the water. It really shouldn't. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that because most of this up here is the more solid ground. These are the areas that are really inundated by all of it. They do that during meetings, yes. It's very annoying. Luckily, I don't have the nice microphone on my work machine. I just have the webcam mic. I don't have to worry about it. That thing doesn't pick it up as much, but they still hear. They still hear. All right, we got a few more rivers to add in this area too. Where's my water? Where's my water? Because we've got things coming down from out of here. Put it right out there. I'm trying to break this up a little more. I think the next one I put in is going to be a little minor. Be a little bit smaller. It's going to be into there. All right, so that one comes down to the hills and breaks it there. All right, because this used to be a much more solid coastline, but after Grix destroyed Thalassia and Ilaris and everything, it just destroyed everything. Ruda's been working on this game for 4,000 years. Boop. Jensen, what do you mean it's a picture like an actual photo? Recorded with an actual potato stamp. What are you saying? Let's see here. Oh, that's very strange why it does that. Got some weird banding there. Well, this is all temp map anyway. It's all temp map. All right, so I'm doing some of this work because I was working on Concordia down here and putting the place where the pirates who fail at everything come from, and Rudai asked me to do a little homework and a little task for him because of something he's working on. And I identified some new places over here, and that's why we now have the little town, the village of Seabreak Haven. This little ruined thing out here on an island. The Whispering Woods, and the mountain pass that goes through where the road goes up, and then the pass gets kind of sketchy and then goes through. I have to add some more hills here, in fact, now that I think about it, because I removed some to make room for something else, but now I need to put them back in. Because it's supposed to be quite hilly up here. And then it's hilly here, and then it goes down. And this is why we've got the height here, and why the rest of the stuff down below is the marshiness, because we got height on our side up in these hills and areas here. Oops, that should be behind that. Why is that not sorting properly? Yeah, that should be sorting behind. And some of these got painted differently, so we'll have to fix that. But yeah, this pass from Port Castra goes through the mountains and down into this area. There's a few spots in here where I want to draw some more stuff in, but what I'm going to do is kind of the same thing I did for when I was showing something to Rudai, as I drew over this stuff. Because down on these villages, I want to get rid of the words so you can actually see what you're saying here, or see what you're saying, and do better outlines for a few of these areas, move things around and put like the rookeries and other things that are in these areas. Because there's like Black Dragon rookeries up in these mountains. There's all kinds of stuff. There's crazy stuff everywhere in here. We can add a few more here and here and here and here and here. Because this plateau does have something up on it. And that leads down to Concordia, and that leads to that area, and this will be the hills that go to there. Because a lot of times when you see maps, they're just like, we draw a road in an area. It's like, oh, they wanted to stay close to the coast. But part of it's coast, flatland to be able to make the road, but also what's in the way. I mean, if there's lots of hills in the way and you can go a flat route and it goes around, it's easier to build the road half the time. The Agrians did build right through hills and destroyed whole hills and everything, kind of like the Romans did. But we're not going to do that everywhere. We won't do it everywhere, just in some spots. All right, the Whispering Woods are on a rise because they catch the winds. Oops, that's going to go in front. Okay, there we go. And that's where the Seabrick Caves are, or the Seabrick Haven, the broken cliffs and the caves and all that stuff with all the fun little creatures that live in them. Yeah. What is a Yosegi-like pattern? What is it? I must know. I must be told these things. All right, so since I'm working on these areas here, okay, I can move this document over here. I can bring up this, and I can minimize that stuff. All right. Sturga, Vindonis, and we are going to find our entry here. All right. Do I have one? Okay, that was interesting. That wasn't what I tried to do. Let's see, Florians. Okay, that's the ocean. It's air. I'm just trying to see if I have an entry. I do have an entry for it. Okay. All right, we're changing the name of this. All right, we can get rid of that first part of that line because it's no longer applicable. Boop, 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 boop. Man, it's like the first time in, what time is it now? The last 3 hours I haven't had Calvino on my lap just snoozing and laying there. It's so freeing. But I kind of miss him being there because he's such a snuggler when he's not trying to kill me. All right, the faithful worshippers, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to add entries for Ilaris. And let's see, we're going to do Folos, Seabreak Haven. And Whispering Woods. All right, we're going to give each one of these a heading. So how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody handling their week so far? Has it been a painful week of pain and suffering? Or a happy week of happiness and not suffering? Cold? Oh no! Well, that's what the broth is for, right? And hot soup. I almost bought, when I was at the store the other day, I almost bought some butternut squash to make soup. And then just didn't feel like making my own soup. So I broke out some of the cans that I had bought recently. I was like, I'm just going to eat some soup. And then it was not very good because it's canned soup. And so I was sad. I was like, I should have just taken the time to roast the squash and make the soup myself. But I think I'm to the point where I'm going to have to buy some new sheet pans. I'm using the same pans that I've had for 15, more than 15 years, I think. Maybe some of them longer than that. They are so old. They're kind of warping a little bit. Even though some of them I bought at nice places, I just use them so much. So I'm thinking I'm either going to go with my brother, who's a chef, to one of the stores and buy some of the same kind of pans he uses for work, or I'm just going to ask him and I would go to the restaurant supply store myself, because I like the aluminum sheet pans that have the thick, high sides. They don't have handles or anything special on them. They're just smashy pans that you can just beat up, and they just work so well usually. So I think I'm going to bug him for info on those. All right. Yeah. Pipes froze last night. Now I just want to go to Hawaii. That's not fun, horror host. I had that problem the other day. It was only 2 little pipes, but still. It was a mess. It was kind of annoying. Oh, went away yesterday, but you don't feel cold anymore, but it seems my dad hasn't on. No! I have a friend. Ooh, that reminds me. I got to bug him. Excuse me, I'm going to do this real quick. I didn't bug him today, but I wanted to find out if he find anything out at the doctor, because he's been sick for like 4 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. Because I'm trying to make sure he didn't. Because he said he was sick of being sick. Yep, I can see that. That's not fun. All right, Folos. And what was the... All right, we'll come back for that. That's Fryland. I should probably... Okay, the Green Heart. Was I done with Lost Valara? I think I was. Eldwin? Rose Crest, yeah. I didn't do Lost Acadia yet. Ashvara. Usya, that's what I was doing. Ah, that's right, Port Sturga. Yeah, that's that is either Mr. Pumpkin or it's Graham, one of the orange cats. They just love rowing. And then yesterday they got Rusty, the other orange cat, in on it. He's most of the time he's outside. He's just like, yeah, I love being outside. And he's the one who, when he was a kitten, had the rusty door hinge meow, which is why he's called Rusty, also because he's orange. And I went up there and I was like, what are you guys yowling about? And I look over and Pumpkin looks up drunkenly from sleep like, what? And I didn't even see Graham anywhere around. I look over and Rusty is standing on the breakfast bar of the counter, standing there like a proud lion, just looking at me, and he goes, meow. Just a half-hearted attempt at it. And I was like, giving it a shot, eh? Okay. I told him to keep it down and get off the counter. I went up there yesterday and I heard a thump, 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 thump. I was like, what the hell did they do? I had apples in a bowl up there. I'm not going to be able to leave them up there, because if Max gets up there, he's not an indoor cat. So when I yell at the other cats to get off the counter, they're like, oh my gosh. He looks at me like, what? And I think he went up there and he's like, hey, all this stuff falls right off. So yeah, I have a lot of bruised apples right now. I don't know what it is with orange cats. One of them was standing on top of the refrigerator yesterday. Because it sticks out from the enclosure that it's in. There's cupboards above it. And it sticks out because the doors are really big. And he's just standing there looking at me. Don't know why. He just wanted to be up high. It was a good jump to get up there, by the way. Orange cats are special. They eventually unfroze around noon, but it's still annoying. Yeah, it sucks. Port Sturga. All right, Deepwater Port. It's surrounded by ancient agrarian fortification walls. Knocking things over. Well, I shouldn't say knocking things over. It's probably them just knocking their little hammock thing a kilter so it goes. Gunk, 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 gunk. Trying to decide if I want a little river up here somewhere. Kind of do. So I'm thinking about putting a river in here that runs along next to this and goes down past A4. Now that I'm thinking about it, see, this is what I do after I start working on stuff. I'm like, it makes sense. Is to have a little river. It starts out here, goes down past all this, rides along all of this, and then dumps down into there. Because then what I can do is I can move some of this stuff aside. I can go into the the symbols, and I can say, you, Mr. Hill, move over here. You, all you little guys, and I can draw a box around them if I really want to. And okay, and it won't select. Oh, it will select them. There we go. I was gonna say it should select them. Let me move all that across on that side. Now this I need to make a little smaller, but there. All right, and then we'll move a couple of these aside because this forest is going to be a little more along the edge here. And then F4 will technically be here. So then I can take the label and do this and move it. Kind of want it down here. Yeah, there we go. And then the river will go, or the road will go along the river on that side. And they have the bridge on that side. I'll have to decide. I could move the river to the other side, but I think having it on this side and having the road on the other side of the white would make sense. All right, we'll see. Oh, your client that never showed actually might have a job and back pay? Wow. Sturga. Those would connect up to there. Have to decide if this river empties out in a different way somewhere. We'll see. We'll figure it out. All right, and the vicus is going to be here, which means I need to add a new symbol in here because I do have another little town that I need to create. Because this is Port Sturga, and then Sturga itself will be in the center there. But I could put... Nah, we'll do it this way. All right, we'll put this... All right, so the vicus should be here. Boop. And then we will move this hill. Actually, we'll just delete that hill. And we'll put this here. It'll make it way easier to read. It will make it so much easier to read. Oops, labels is what I want. And we're going to call this one here. Sturga. Because it is the vicus of Port Sturga. My gosh, they're going to town up there. Going to town, I tell ya. They're nuts. NVTS, nuts. Since we're talking Latin. We'll just put it in its own entry. trying to think how to write this. Because what I'm trying to say is Sturga and Port Sturga, it adds it's all the trade. The trade from Port Sturga goes out to there. I mean, this is where people get a lot of their stuff across. They get all kinds of goods and items and whatnot and bring it right down here for metal. Sturga is basically where all the people who live or work in the port live. Running water, the bathhouses, public fountains, and such, all in the name of making sure the city sets a good example of ensuring. We'll go with ensuring. All in the name of exemplifying agreeing sensibilities to the rest of the Gotlands. So basically this is the port. It's a big, busy old port. Tons of boats, tons of ships, tons of everything going up and down from Sena's Fall and overland through the roads from the dwarves and everyone. And this island here, where Sturga is, this is where all the well-to-do Usians, the people who still live here that are from Agrium and the big cities there, this is like their, oh, if you want to see what Agrium is like, go to Sturga. It has the best bathhouses. It has the cleanest streets. It has the blah, blah, blah. And they have aqueducts bringing water out of the mountains. They have everything because that is the way that people can share, the people from this area show the Agrian way is the best way. Yeah. So unlike all these other places, they're like, we're miners in Clayton. We do this over here. We harvest salt. These people are like, we live in villas with paved roads and running water. Because, yeah, we still have access to the old ways, which are the new ways. Turns out there's stupid people on both sides of the trial. What? When everybody's happy, it's justice. All right, we can save that in Sturga. I guess I should change that to that. Residents have running water to the bathhouses, public fountains, and such, all new. Okay, Vindonis. Vindonis. Oh my gosh, what is the name I'm trying to think of? Land that's owned by people. Loftifundia? No, that's not right. Loftifundia? I'm trying to remember what it's called. What is it called? Latifundium. That's Loftifundium. Latifundium. All right. We'll go with fruit groves. Yeah, salt. That's why the people along the caustic strand, the Port Castra and A4 have where most of the money, most of the people who do all the work that get all these amazing salts and sands and minerals are along in these villages, Sulis, Suvas, or Savis, and Dubris. They are the ones that work hard. They're the ones who get the bleached arms and hands. Their olive skin kind of gets bleached by all the chemicals because they're always waiting in these pools, separating out the salts and the crazy minerals from all the volcanic activity because their coast got destroyed. That's where I have all the really colorful, cool pools from all the activity here along the caustic strand. And they're rich because of that. In the big cities, the people here, not as rich, but they still, they do all right. But they're incredibly important to everybody because who doesn't want salt? Other people get salt, like the dwarves have their own salt mines and whatnot, but yeah. Talking about the end of the old ways once you listen to Sabaton. What, you don't want to listen to like Saxon? Crusader? Crusader! All right, Vindonis. So it's now an agriculturalist. We'll go with the latifundiums and great fruit groves that supply Usia and Agrim. The great deal of produce are guarded by no less. Supply Usia and Agrim's a great deal of produce are guarded by no less than 2 full legions. Agrim's finest warriors. Alright, the fort sends out regular patrols in agreement with the peoples of A4 and Senesfall to quell raids from the Whitewood. Because the Whitewood is right up here. It's a source of problem for everybody. So Vindonis, they have their fort here. This is a bad place too, and it's right on their border. But these guys are protecting all this valuable land in here where they have all their... because it's like a breadbasket here. It's just this beautiful, flat, green area that they've claimed. And Rivenmont has all their stuff up here, so they even have a little bit of this. But they send out their patrols into the Whitewood and along this way to help keep things from coming at Rivenmont and A4 in exchange for the people not caring that they send out their armed patrols. And possibly a little bit of, you know, trade back and forth. Need a capital S in there. Wow, I messed that word up. They keep the tradeways clear and only charge trade tolls for merchants heading into Port Sturga and Sturga. Okay, so they guard this whole road, and this is a huge road going through here. The dwarves come down here to go to A4, and everybody goes down. So anybody who goes down there is fine. They don't charge them, but once they start heading down into Usia, then they say, "Oh, if you're gonna go in there, you gotta pay some tolls, a little bit." Also, wasn't typing much because I was at work, no driving, so I won't talk for about 40. Yeah, night wish to fall asleep as a kid. Except, also quite relaxing. Quite relaxing. Well. I was listening to Iron Maiden today. I don't know why, I was just in an Iron Maiden mood. Now, can you guys hear? Can you hear Iron Maiden playing right now? Hopefully not. I don't do the metal things very well. Best part about this afternoon with listening to Iron Maiden is I had Calvino on my lap and I was sitting in a meeting. Just wasn't a meeting I had to be in charge of or anything. I just had to listen and make sure that nobody brought up anything crazy. And I'm sitting there like scratching Calvino with my right hand on his tummy and had his hand sleeping in my other hand. And Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast came on and I started like strumming the guitar on his stomach. And I'm like, oh no, I better stop. He's going to get upset. All of a sudden he just starts going like purring heavily, like while he's snoring, and I'm like, I started doing it more, and and all of a sudden he put both of his back legs around me and grabbed a hold of me. I was like, okay, I overdid it. He's not a guitar. I was playing the cat gut. I was just doing a little bit of the Number of the Beast solo on his stomach. All right, so Vindonis. Not a guitar yet. Yeah, Calvino doesn't care. He loves it. It's rare that he'll actually scratch me. Usually if he's going to scratch me, it's because I've like played with his nose. And he thinks, oh, you put your finger near my mouth. Okay. He and Charlie, for some reason, just think my fingers are like something to eat. Like sausages. I'm just typing with sausages. And they're like, can I have one of those? All right. Do I have to say anything else about Usia? I'm reiterating a point every time I bring up the Agrians about their retreat at the end of the God Killer War, so people remember, hey, by the way, near the end of the God Killer War, the Agrians pulled back till they have one little tiny place on the coast, which is Usia, and the rest of all their forces and all their people generally moved all the way back to Agrim and consolidated their power there. Because, I mean, at one point, the Agrian Empire was everything, all the way up to the rain wall inside the mountains here, all the way across to these mountains to Las Alasia. They controlled everything because the people of Fryland, the kingdoms of the dwarves, and everybody over here, they all united with Agrium to fight against Grix. And as the wars kept going on and they were getting just trounced, they just slowly relinquished control and pulled back. Because why wouldn't ya? Oh, let's see. What's the next song I'm going to listen to? You know what song I haven't listened to for a while? Moonchild. But then now after that I want to listen to some Saxon. I left everyone else behind. Yarp. They just said, hey guys, good luck. Jerks. Let's say Port Surga. We'll say on the violet. There we go. Lavish. So Port Sturga is the unofficial seat of power, though the governor's lavish villa is on the island Vicus of Sturga. Did I rename this city incorrectly? I'm trying to remember if I actually was trying to call this Struga or Sturga. I think I changed it from Struga because I was taking something sort of that sounded like an old oh my gosh, what was it? A Slavic town. Yeah, I think it meant like riverbed or it meant eel, something with eels or riverbed or something. So I'm like, it kind of sounds correct, but I wanted to flop it a little bit so it didn't sound exactly like that place. Yeah, not Strega, not Striga, not Strega. It's supposed to be a little bit different. True. All right. Boop. I just realized why that sentence over there in this other paragraph was bothering me because I had the word tradeways and then trade. Like, aha! Oops, I put a capital I in the middle of a word. Nope. Okay, we got all that in there. So now we can go back up to Thalassia, if I can find it. Lexicon, Lost Thalassia, there we go. Cat Market, Lost Thalassia, there we go. What was this called? Seabreak Haven? What was it called now? Naming. Yep, Seabreak Haven. Hello, Cajun Corey. How's the snow treating you? Is it all melted yet? Snow did melt for the most part in Tennessee, not sure about Louisiana. Okay. I'm going to make a loud noise here as I open a can of soda, because coffee's not enough for me. Hello, sassy witch. Woo! The correct item is Coke. Correct term is Coke. Not Coca-Cola, not soda. I'm just going to call it a Coke. What kind of Coke is it? Coca-Cola. I was trying to figure out why. I was like, wait, what's going on here? That's my music stopped. Let's see. What are we going to listen to? We could listen to that. We'll listen to... Let's listen to the Little Metal Church. Ton of Bricks. It's a nice, calm song. What would you call it? What would it be? It's one of the only true Thalassian. I spelled majority with an L. Lajority! Woo! I was listening to Iron Maiden, and then I was listening to Metal Church, and now I'm listening to Anthrax. If you don't know the song Medusa, you should go listen to the song Medusa. Has nothing to do with my character in Monster Prom. No meatloaf. Nope. I could do that. How do I want to put this? I like the Clash. I like him. I think my next song is going to be Rock the Casbah, in fact. And then I'm going to listen to, because neural reasons popped into my head, The Stranglers, Golden Brown. Let's see. I got to see something. What am I doing on time here? That's a 6:15. Okay, got it. Check something here. All right, what do we got? Trade production. That doesn't help. Oh, that's... All right. I'm looking for exports of different kinds of country in our world to see what sort of stuff I could export from this one to make some sense too. Okay, olive oil. Oops. I gotta check that. Is that too close? That's a little bit far away for that. Maybe we won't say that. That's like more than 30 miles away. I don't think that would make sense. Hello, Mr. Moss. Oasis. I really listen to Oasis. Well, and that's the thing is this place is it's a weird area because it's not along the temperate line where olives and things would grow better. So this place up here has to have a different set of exports than other places. So they're going to be winemakers, but it's going to be special kinds of wine. Attempt to cultivate their grapes elsewhere have failed. Okay. Do. Check one thing here, though. Oh, interestingly, I typed secondarily twice. Okay, then. Yeah, we got some angry kitties today. They're having fun upstairs. We'll just say fun. I had to take the apples away after they were making a mess with them. They're just crazy. Just crazy. Kind of want an apple now. This one, I bought some apples at the store because I don't like to pick them from anyone else, and I always check to see how waxy they are. These ones aren't too bad. These are literally just a, I think these were Jonathan's? I don't remember exactly. But they were a nice, firm apple, so I had a bunch of them. They're not the most flavorful apples, though, sadly. They're no Honey Crisp, that's for sure. But they're good. Man, I had watermelon yesterday, and I don't eat a lot of watermelon, but I eat it occasionally because I just wanted watermelon. And Wolfie's sitting over on the chair like asleep, and I'm having some watermelon just eating. All of a sudden, he just looks at me and goes, "Rrr." Like, what? So I took a piece of watermelon, I brought it over to him, and he's just like, and he just goes, and grabs it and goes, no, just sits there, eats it, and he's just like, gets up, and he's like, this interests me. I'm like, the hell, you like watermelon? Where did that come from? So he had an entire piece of watermelon about as big as my thumb after he had all his bites. Like, all right. Method to make napalm with amber. That'd be expensive napalm. You dislike apple. Yeah, I never had any of my cats ever eat watermelon. Dislike apple. Sassy Witch, have you ever had a, what did I even just call it? Oh my God, my brain just went out. I'm listening to too many things at once. Yeah, those apples that I just talked about. You know, Honey Crisp. It's a really crisp apple, like crunchy, but it has a very like lovely, like an actual honey taste to it. It's a really good apple. Should try one sometime. I mean, if you don't like eating an apple, like eating an apple, just chopping it up in pieces, it's nice. Some people hate the apple rind, skin, whatever you want to call it. They just don't like it. All right. My brain does weird things. I'm just thinking about apples. Now I want to listen to the song by the Pogues, Fiesta. I don't know why. Apples and peanut butter are pretty good together. Your rabbit loves watermelon? Nice. You have to keep ZD away from pasta. Okay. I don't think I'd like that much. I do not like liver. It smells really good, but it just tastes so awful. And to explain why it tastes awful, when I eat liver, it tastes like I am crushing up a bunch of aspirin and eating it. There's no sweetness, there's nothing. It just is disgusting, and I don't know why. I was like, huh, that's weird. It literally tastes like I'm just licking aspirin, like dusty aspirin crushed up. I don't know why. I've tried it many ways. I've had it deep fried, I've had it cooked nicely, I've had it turned into all kinds of things. The only way that I can actually eat liver and it doesn't taste like that is if it's in the pate, whatever, it's the liver paste. And even then, I just don't like it much. Peanuts give you migraines. Yeah, it's bitter. The texture of the liver, don't really care. Doesn't matter. I've had it many different ways. It tastes wrong. We had a babysitter once when I was a kid that made us all had liver, and I said I don't like liver. I just won't eat. And she made me sit at the table until I finished it, and I was like, okay, we can do this. I sat at the table for 4 hours, and my mom got home And everybody else is in bed, and the babysitter's in the living room, and I'm sitting at the table, and she's like, what is he doing up? And she's like, oh, he wouldn't eat liver. And she's like, he doesn't eat liver. Just put him to bed. She never used that babysitter again. I was like, I can out-stubborn you, fine. Liverwurst, yes. No, it doesn't matter who's made the liver. Any kind of liver, chicken liver, beef liver, any kind of liver I've ever had, it always tastes horrible. I do not need iron in my diet. If I have anything, even spinach, if I have too much spinach, it starts tasting just horrific. It's like, oh, I might as well be licking an iron bar. I don't think I need it in my diet. I think my body just says, yeah, you don't need that, dude. All right, battered by storm, regularly dislodged. I am throwing a little bit of stuff about amber and some other stuff that they can get out of the swamps here. Valuable amber and rare lumber used by artisans. There we go. Extremely bad migraine. Ugh. I can out-stubborn you. Yeah. Cypress tree wood is beautiful. Yeah, peat could be out there. Yeah, I could use peat. Lots of swampy peat. All right, we're gonna listen to that. Yep, even had that. I've had milk-soaked liver too. It just doesn't matter. For whatever, my body's just like, nope, you don't want liver. They even did it in buttermilk. And it didn't do anything. I was like, I don't know. Because they even tried to blind taste test me. They're like, oh, you just got a mental block on it. I was like, okay, fine. And so I said, someday, give me a bunch of different things that are cooked and let me know, don't let me know what they are, and I'll try and blind. And they brought the liver stuff over. I was like, that's liver. They're like, how can you tell? You can't even see it. I was like, oh, I smelled it. It's like somebody took a bottle of aspirin or baby aspirin and just went, put it under my nose. And like heated up an iron pipe and waved it around in front of my face. It was weird. Seabreak Haven is a small village that weathered the destruction of Thalassiu by Grixis forces. Ba-ba-ba-ba. That's you with mushrooms. Oh, yeah. One of my friends is so allergic to mold or anything going bad that if I open my fridge ever and she was around, she'd be like, how old's your milk? It's like, 4 days old, maybe, I think, maybe. She's like, ugh, okay. I was like, I have a good sense of smell, but it smells like milk to me. And she's like, no, thank you. I was like, okay. But she's super allergic to mushrooms, too, so... She's also like, oh, yeah, they smell good, but oh, nope. It's kind of impressive. No, it was never, it's just, I hate the smell and taste of liver. It's just gross. It's gross. It's just icky. The thing is, I know that it's in, what the hell do you call it? Haggis. But I can stomach haggis just fine. They cook it differently, I suppose. But it's also diced up with a bunch of other stuff and heavily spiced. It hides a lot of it. But I don't mind that. Just, I have no need of it. And I think that's honestly just, a lot of people don't always listen to their body when it's telling them, hey, you want this or you don't want this. It's like, And sometimes you don't, and sometimes you do. Dun, 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 dun. Ba, ba, ba. We'll listen to some more pogues here. Flesh and fall from grace with God. Yeah, some people think cilantro smells like soap. I even actually, that's in my first book that I had written. That's one little thing that comes up at one point. The reason it tastes like aspirin to me, there's a few things that taste like aspirin to me, and nobody ever really figured that out. But I've had liver anywhere from homegrown on a farm where it's literally just a dude who has 3 cows and it's like that's from their cow, or from big, stores or whatever. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Same thing with chicken livers. It's like free-range chickens or medicated chickens or whatever. It doesn't really matter. It has to do with, I think, my internal and my taste buds and my body just being like, nope. Because with spinach, if I have a bunch of spinach and it starts tasting like iron to me and I keep eating it, it makes me feel like I overdosed on iron. I just feel like gross. So I think my body produces enough of a lot of things that I don't need certain things. So I'm pretty, I'm good on that stuff. That's probably the reason I don't eat a lot of sugar besides drinking this. I'm just like, I don't need it. I'm crazy. It might be a genetic thing, Horror Host. I can't remember. Insensitive. Yeah, I'm probably the farthest thing from anemic as possible. I don't need it. Let's see. Production and production and. Oh, shellfish. How about shellfish? There we go. Oop. Many goods made from the shellfish that the village is known for. Where? Oh, let me go check this on. Oh, what did this? What was this? This is. Okay. I don't want to say any of this stuff out loud because it's part of some story stuff. And. All right, where was it? I guess we talked a whole bunch about this. Ah, okay, there we go. Which dot the coast. All right. The area is also home to more than one wizard who is studying the ruins of the first mages which dot the coast. Okay. Let's see. Hopelessly stuck in the food world forever. Crawfish boiled to myself, they're like 12 a pound. Woof. Can't have it right now. Give me a couple years and they'll be good again. You know, I've never watched Top Gear myself. My brother and his family would have it on occasionally if I was over there, but I was usually playing like a board game with the kids when they were watching it, so I've never really seen it. I just know they drove around and staged a whole bunch of weird things with cars. That's what I know about it. But a guy made a paella. Yeah, Chrysanth, I had that when I was young after having Polish sausage. Because we used to have Polish sausage a lot because, well, it was cheap and we can get it from the local butcher shops, like the big Polish sausages. And after I had the flu and I got sick once, it's all I could taste. It just tasted like bile. And I was not a fan. But I got over that. Now I love kielbasa. I have kielbasa with breakfast eggs. I'll just cut it on a bias. So it's like those little rhombus-y shaped little coins. And just cook that up until it gets nice caramelized on it. And eat it with eggs. So good. Look, Sassy Witch, food. Did you know we talk about food on this channel? It's the Food Network. Right, the area's okay. What was this called? The other, he had one more thing in here that I wanted to actually note. What did he call it? Wait, where was the... Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay. We'll say none are too close to the village. The guards keeping the people safe. Let's say the lands of the dead. Alright, these woods are said to be haunted, and the people of the village have seen centaurs dash between the trees more than once. The villagers believe the centaurs corral and shepherd the angry spirits back to the lands of the dead. Okay. Let's see. It's Ms. Savvy. Hello. That guy made a paella? Yeah, I would have thought he would have ended up with a finger in it or something like that. Because seeing how he is on Clarkson's farm. Alright, rumors persist of a cult that lives deep in the woods. A few in the village believe these whispers are anything more than old wives' tales. All right, so we got that done. All right, I think I ended up making notes for all the things that Monsieur Erudio was interested in. All right, so we've got the drowned abyss is, well, the remnants of this place. Because that's where it used to be nice, beautiful waters until the horrifying creatures came in and destroyed their islands and everything and inundated it all. Smashed and crushed, and Grix came through and turned this all into a swampy wasteland. There's only 2 little remnants of Thalassia left. Alaris is plundered and under the ocean. Folos is up here, and Seabreak Haven, which has a little remnant of an ancient Agrian road going up into the mountains, which is kind of like fallen under disrepair, and you have to go on your own power until you get back to the little bit of the road that leads to this side of Port Castra. So they have a little bit of a trade route, unless they want to go all the way around past Concordia and up. They have to go up through the mountain pass. So they're mostly on their own in Seabreak Haven. Ba-ba-ba. Heavy lifting is done. Nice, Kyle. Like button smash. Now choir practice. Very nice, very nice. How goes ready? We got a lot done today. I worked on 4 different areas and a couple of areas of the map while I was listening to some crazy music and also chatting with everybody about food, and everybody's trying to explain to me that I'm dumb because I don't like liver. But guess what? I'm going to out-stubborn them. Ha. Ba, ba, ba. All right, so we got that. I'll be doing a little bit more on Lost Thalassia because there is one more place up here that I want to put that's a ruins that heads up way up that way. And there's another place up there that's just a lost place that I may not go into. But there's supposed to be 1 or 2 more little places along there. And then once we get to Agrium, I have a lot of work to do because Agrium has not only their massive city here on the island, but it's got lots of little towns and villages all across their island, and these huge forts that guard the harbor coming in, which will be fun. It would be fun. I'm saving that for a little later. I was having fun with it, and then I still have to do the rest of the Dwarven Kingdom over here. That's the mountains that have all the gems in them. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Looks like I got about 9 minutes left until I have to sign off. I'm wondering if I might put a Dwarven outpost up here somewhere or at the turn. I'm going to think about that. Because I could put that up here because it could be at the head of the river, and then I put the other little one down here and make it a tiny little place. Because I might turn this into a tiny little kingdom all its own that's just a little wildlands. And this could be gnomes up here possibly. This could be an offshoot of the dwarves. I have to decide. Because it would be interesting to have something going on through there. I'll think about that. Well, we're going to put those there for now. And while I'm at it, we're going to be figuring this out because I have to look at this. I had a city out here and I forgot where I put it, and I deleted the city point, so I have to go back into this kingdom and find out where the city is supposed to be at because I lost it. Nice, Crescent. Get him. I already got 5 magic trinkets. We'll have 2 characters, 1 major. I'm good. Nice, Jensen. Thank you for all the support. Very, very nice. I wonder if... Alright, we'll go back to the thing here once. Alright, we'll be adding all the towns in here. There's the Keeper's Vault. Alright, that's the other part of this. My mom wanted to make a trinket, but had to look up what a magic trinket was. Hey, well, she's getting one now. She's getting a trinket! Alright, there we go. Does it remain? Can you say something remains in demand? Does that make sense? Does that sound right? I guess it kind of does. You donated $5 and wouldn't mind it being read on stream, particularly for Crescent. Well, I don't have access to that, or I would read it. Maybe Crescent does. We'll see if Crescent can find it. Or Sebby if she's still here. Seabreak Haven. Phyllis' main export is wines made from their hardy northern grapes that can survive the harsher climates. Attempts to cultivate their grapes elsewhere have failed. Ensuring their exports remain in demand. Don't have access to it, but I can ask the powers that be to send me the screenshot. Ah, there we go. Yeah, at some point we're gonna get this channel all monetized, and it's gonna be great. And again, like I said, I'm a little off center here today because I've got the Calvino chair. So if I end up being partially off screen, half of this, I'm apologizing. I may have to rearrange my camera again. But you guys aren't here to look at me or here to watch me type gibberish that you can't read because it's a whole bunch of gibberish on screen. Right? Right. You have to replay the video. A real nice shot with Glasser glinting just right and evilly. No! I'm not evil. I'm totally normal. Jensen, it's about cheese? Oh dear. Oh dear. I am scared. What kind of cheese, though? I'm trying to think then, is this going to have a little thing going across? Yeah, it might have to, because this road has to go somewhere. I think I'm going to have to create that. So the last little thing I'm going to do here is go to the paths, go to here, go to that, and see how it's a little bit large. We'll go down to this. Oh, why is that? Width, color, roughness. Okay, we'll get rid of some of the roughness here. There we go. Now at least we know where it goes across. So I think I'll put the little village here that I was going to connect these two with. And that means I'll have that and that and that. And this will be... Actually, this isn't even going to be the village. This is going to be the fort. And then I'll be done with these for today. Because I'm running up on my time here. Boop. And that will be the fort. I don't think I want to put the fort on the other side. Yeah, we'll leave that alone. Alright, I'm going to save that. Actually, Jensen, you got my mom wanting to try that recipe. I'm off to sing. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Kyle. Go sing. All the cheese. Proportions might not be quite right, Chrisanne, so if she does try it, let me know. Something needs some work. Might make a corn recipe Saturday. Wait, which recipe is this? What are you guys making with cheese? Did I miss something? Did I miss a food thing? I missed a food thing, didn't I? I knew it. I knew it. Somebody's talking about food somewhere and I missed it. All right, system message. All right. So it was back in the old days, tax was just a portion of whatever you make in order to avoid taxes. Cheesemongers would hide their cheese in ash, grape musk, hay, etc. Now those cheeses are sold as premium versions. Yeah, it's because people are weird. Like, oh, a cat pooped out this coffee, you say? A weasel vomited this coffee up, you say? I'm not going to pay you any more than $60 a pound for it. Got it. All right. I'm basically done for the day. On that note, weasel vomited coffee. End note of the day. I am Frost. This has been Frost Written. You can catch me here on Tuesdays and Thursdays doing this very same thing, sometimes with more food talk, sometimes with less food talk, but always with food talk. And yeah, I will see you again on Tuesday for more of this. And I'll see you also on Sundays for Riffs, Mondays for Cthulhu, and all that fun stuff. Also, the Fear of Ages Past premieres on Monday. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Go be good to each other and stuff. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you guys later on March of the Dragon Queen. I'll be in the chat making fun of everybody. Or being quiet, one of the two. Later.